Guys, Karina here, your lucid living coach. I just wanted to show you I am in this beautiful place in Tahoe, and I am here to give you the full moon in Sagittarius report. And Sagittariuses are the explorers of the zodiac, so of course I'm going to have to do this out of town. I'm going to sit right here and give you the reports. And wow, that's all I have to say with this full moon in Sagittarius is wow. There is a lot of completions. We are getting excited as we prepare for this new moon cycle by shedding the past. Now, this full moon in Sagittarius is happening May 24th at 6:52 a.m. And we have the Venus entering Gemini the same day at 1:30 p.m. And this is all about love, abundance for this full moon, but also endings and completions. There is unexpected changes around this full moon, but with that, it opens the doors for these new opportunities that are filled with love, abundance, and opportunity for growth and expansion in our money and our love. It's like being told, hey, you gotta move. And then you find this place that's going to cost you more. And so you're out looking for a better job that pays you more. And then you actually get the job in which that you would have like applied for if it wasn't for you having to move into this place that's going to cost you more. And then you're going to, I'm going to silence that phone. And then you end up moving in, let's say, with your partner, and your love and money just gets a huge upgrade and expansion. So through these adversities and these unexpected shifts and changes within our home and our relationship with our family or the mothers in our life, because the moon rules the mother, this is a full moon in Sagittarius opposite Uranus, which is the planet of unexpected change. But guess what's right by Uranus? Jupiter and Venus at the 29th degree. Now, the 29th degree in astrology is a crucial degree. Okay, it's associated with the critical degree, which is the degree of urgency to change and to shift things. Guess what else is at 29 degrees? Neptune. Neptune's at 29 degrees of Pisces. Don't worry. Neptune is not moving into Aries quite yet. That's not happening until July of next year because of its retrograde, which it will be retrograding. And it will be going back over the 27th, 28th, 27th, I think 27th degree. I think that might be it before it moves forward and completely enters Aries in July of next year. But I've digressed. Let's stay on topic here. Now, this Sagittarius. Well, what is Sagittarius? Sagittarius is a mutable fire sign. It is wrapping up the ending of fall. So anything that is mutable is ending a season. Wrapping up, we experience endings in order for these new beginnings for the new season, which will be summer. So the 29th degree acts as the same way. So this is completions on steroids. Now, Sagittarius is a mutable fire sign, and it's known for its optimistic outlook on life, its enthusiasm, its exceptional luck and expansion, love for adventure and trying things new. If you ever met a Sagittarius, their energy is attractive and addictive. Now, legend has it that, well, we all know that Sagittarius is a centaur, as well as Chiron, which is the wounded healer. But in legend, centaur Chiron was known as Sagittarius, was wounded in battle by mistake. And it seems that he was wounded in two ways: by either dropping a poisonous arrow on his foot or by his friend Hercules accidentally shooting him. We can wound ourselves, okay? Or we could allow others to wound us. What is your situation? Now, Jupiter is the ruler of this full moon. So we always look at Jupiter, and Jupiter is in Taurus conjunct Venus. So we are having a lot of abundance and good luck and money and relationships and love. Like, I mean, there's endings, yes, because it's at 29 degrees, but it's making way for this new thing. This ANARETIC degree of 29 is pretty focal point of this new moon. Its significant symbolism can influence how the energy of the planets or celestial bodies are expressed. So we have Jupiter, Venus, which is in Taurus and Libra and Sagittarius, and then Neptune, which is Pisces. So look at all those areas of your chart to see where these completions are happening. It's cultivation and completion. The 29th degree represents the cultivation of energy associated with Taurus and Pisces. It's a point of completion where the qualities and the themes of each of these zodiacs and the signs and the planets reach their highest expression before transitioning into the next sign. The degree is often signified as like a finality or a closure. Now there's intensification with this because Jupiter's there and because Uranus is there, and also because it's at the 29th degree. And this expression is intensity and like drama. There can be a sense of urgency with the 29th degree and a full moon in a mutable sign, which is endings. So pressure to resolve issues like money, relationships, and like endings. So this is transition and preparation. So it serves as the bridge from transition from one point to the next point. Well, it's Gemini energy, right? Because we're in the sun, but it's Sagittarius completion, 29th degree of Taurus into Gemini. So it's the completion of Taurus into Gemini, the completion of Pisces before it enters into Aries. So we have these two, depending on where Taurus and Pisces is in your chart. You want to look at where this 29th degree of Taurus and 29th degree of Pisces is, which will reflect on the lessons learned and how to prepare for these new experiences. The ANARETIC degree can indicate challenges or tensions associated with the energy of that planet. So there may be a sense of instability or uncertainty as old planet patterns are released and new ones are yet to be fully formed. Critical decisions are to be made too during this time. Choices made at this juncture can have a significant impact on future developments, resolution, and release. The release of anything that no longer serves us or serves in a constructive purpose in our life. So it's time to let go of the old habits, beliefs, situations, in preparation for what's to come. And heightened sensitivity, because the moon is our emotions and it is opposing this Uranus. This is heightened sensitivity. And the Jupiter, heightened sensitivity to the energy of this Jupiter and Uranus and Venus energy. Emotions are more intense and greater awareness of these influences will be felt. And for Geminis, I think Geminis and Sagittariuses are definitely feeling this the most. Tauruses, yes, but anyone that has a Gemini sun or a Sagittarius sun or a Sagittarius rising or a Gemini rising are really, really feeling this energy. And yeah, there is going to be things felt like unexpected in our home because the moon is represents our home, and but there's going to be a lot of blessings with all of these changes. Now Jupiter conjunct Venus exactly at 29 degrees is like, wow, these are the benefics coming together, emerging the energies. Jupiter is of luck and expansion, and it's blending and magnifying this Venusian energy of Venus, the planet of love, money, beauty, abundance. She is the Empress. So decision-making problems also can arise with jumping into situations blindly because 29 degrees is also associated with a sense of urgency. So this is the last degree of the zodiac sign, and there can be a real sense of urgency surrounding the characteristics and associations of this particular sign. Now, there can also be general weaknesses in this area, and it can be a point of like poor choices or difficulties, crisis, or overcompensation. We can be acting or saying things before we even think things through. We could be acting on emotion or frustration or just the sense of needing freedom because Uranus rules freedom. And this is also considered, the 29th degree is considered a degree of fate. So really, there's nothing that we can do to control the outcomes of what this full moon has in store for us. The final degree is often given a negative spin according to traditional bounds of dignities by the terms of the malefics rule the final degree of the sign. But because we have these benefics in that degree of the sign, that's where I'm seeing that it might feel like it's a challenging thing to go through, but once that is when that happens, it pushes us in the direction of our fated events. Like I said, like it'd be like, oh, I have to move and now I have to get a better job, or maybe it's asking for a raise. Look, I need to make more money to pay this rent in the place that I need to move into, or maybe your rent has raised and you need to ask for money or get another job, and then you end up being in the job that is completely like makes you happy and you're making more money and you're more in alignment with your destiny. So that could all play out like that as well. The 29th degree is pretty much just a peaking completion. Also, it's talents that we have mastered to the highest level because it is the master of that particular sign. And it's now time for a higher initiation, fated mission, and predetermined events. And we're able to push past these boundaries and break through the molds because, Neptune has been in Pisces for a long time, meaning that it's been hanging out in a certain area of our chart. For rising Leos, it's in our 8th house of shared resources and other people's money. And you just have to look in your chart to see where these are. Now, Uranus is standing really close, opposing this moon, which I already talked about, but it's breakthroughs in these emotional patterns and the domestic life. Yes, there is a lot of turbulence around our emotions and our home at this time, especially for Geminis and Sagittariuses. It's our desire to break free from authorities or someone that's holding things over our head, unpredictable changes in our home, rebellion against tradition, awakening and liberation, eccentric behavior. So people are just not, they're acting out of character. They could be acting unexpectedly, where we're just like, what's going on? Like, who drank that Kool-Aid? But we may be feeling a lot of that rebellious Uranian energy, and that can be creating these unexpected shifts in our emotions, as well as the disruptions in our home and family and relationships. And yeah, so the Gemini sun is exactly trine to Pluto, and Pluto is a big player in this. Pluto is that planet of transformation. So we have this more in-depth communication and transformation in our relationships. We're getting like these new innovative ideas. So really pay attention, journal those, jot those down, brainstorm, problem solving, projects. It could be bringing up about these positive changes as well. Empowered self-expression. So we're feeling really empowered to express ourselves authentically, and we might eventually regret the things that we expose. So like, be careful for overexposure of our emotions and stuff like that. Take action towards these common goals are important. But this communication is really influencing us because Gemini is communication, and Pluto is the planet of transformation. And so whatever that we're saying, we really want to be mindful that we're saying what we mean, and we're meaning what we say, and we're just not like speaking off the top of our head and then regret it later. But there is going to be a lot of empowerment in our self-expression. Now, the moon in Sagittarius is also exactly sextile this Pluto in Aquarius, and it's offering us an opportunity to explore beliefs, embrace change, and harness emotional resilience in pursuit of personal and collective growth. With the moon here, emotions are often expansive. Full moons already are kind of like intense. To add these 29 degrees and Pluto aspects, like we're there's a lot of release and completions in play right now. But once we pop in to summer, we're going to be feeling that freedom and that excitement for these new cycles that are beginning. Oh, we are feeling like we need to break free and feel freedom. And we want to be speaking our authentic truth, and we want meaningful connections, meaningful relationships, and meaningful ways of making money. Like, we just don't want to be making money because of the money factor, but we want to be making a difference in the world and like fulfilling our destiny. There's a desire for exploration here. Sagittarius is about exploration, both mentally and physically. Our need for independence and spontaneity is important. Pluto in Aquarius represents transformation and power and depth. In Aquarius, this is the air sign, and it's associated with innovation and humanitarian efforts and unconventional thinking. Pluto is the transformative energy. It's expressing through these collective ideas and social change and technical advancements. Like, we are using all of this Aquarian energy to bring us together as a collective, to rise against, to make change, because we are so sick of the old world and the old people being in power, that like there's so many of us that are more enlightened, and we understand the unity consciousness, and we just don't like what's going on in the world. So this placement emphasizes the need for progression, evolution, and on the broader scale, happiness. And that's what, Sagittarius is all about. Now, the moon is also opposite this Venus and Jupiter. So not only is it all of that stuff, but it brings expansion and good feelings and generosity and openness of our feelings, where usually we would be shy. So that's where I said, be mindful not to overshare or overexpose, because you might regret it because you're feeling so good. Also, yes, let's tell the people that we love how we feel, or the people that are important to us. Also, we may be feeling a need to act impulsively. So make sure not to overindulge with spending or eating or drinking, and try to maintain the balance and the boundaries. That's where Venus comes in. Now, Neptune at the 29th degree, which is the crucial degree, in Pisces, is all about completion and release, spiritual surrender, illusions and deceptions, creative inspiration, healing and compassion, and preparation for this new cycle. So there is a lot of this Neptunian influence into this full moon, and Neptune is all about our dreams, the spirituality, our mysticism, our transcendence, how we are all connected as one. And when one thing happens, I don't care if it's on the other side of the world, like all the world wars that are happening over there, we feel it over here. It affects us because we are all connected. We are all one. And this Pisces is, and that Neptunian energy is reminding us how we just need to trust the flow of life, let go of attachments to material illusions, and really sit deeply in our spirituality and reflection, and surrendering to the unknown, but also envisioning the world that we want, envisioning the life that we want. Because in the new world, as we envision and we align our energy with the things that we want, we're attracting that energy to come to us. We're opening those portals and those doors. So don't forget that the law of assumption, but the law of imagination and The Secret, right? If anyone knows The Secret. Also, I read this book, Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting. I love that book. It's an oldie but goodie. And those are life-changing books. But I will read the Inside Degrees. Also, what's up? Did anyone see the Northern Lights? I am so jealous. I was like so in my science mind. I was like, oh my God, the KP is off the charts. I'm like posting on my Instagram because I'm always talking about this. And I didn't think twice, like, oh, there might be. Oh, here, let me pull up the chart while I read this too, so you guys can see. I'm like, oh, how did I? Hello. How did I just completely forget about that? I am so bummed. So bummed. So yeah, May 10th, there was a huge solar storm. The KP at like 9. It was off the charts. Nothing went higher than 9, so it could have been higher. But the energy was coming from a little region of the sun called 3446, and it had merged, I think, with 3448 or something. And there was these huge solar flares coming off. I think like 5 of them. They were just plummeting towards Earth. And because I've been talking about the magnetic pole shift on Earth. And so when you're in a magnetic pole shift, this energy, it weakens our magnetosphere, because it's like all cattywampus. It's like all over the place, right? There's like the north is supposed to be the masculine, the south is supposed to be the feminine. And we're even seeing that play out with gender identities and stuff like that. Like there's a lot of shifts. So the masculine's becoming feminine, the feminine's becoming masculine. And and it ends up weakening our magnetosphere as well. And so we've always had solar flares. We've always had these things. We haven't seen auroras because our magnetosphere is weak right now. So there's a lot of radiation coming in. We're being kind of cooked. You could say microwaved. Some people feel it more than others, but it does, I believe it does affect our heart. And because this is one of the biggest magnetic fields in our body. And so, yeah, I mean, people with the weaker hearts and stuff like that might be feeling it a little bit more. And we're going to be having more of this because the sun is now at the active cycle, which I've been talking about. That was coming at the end of, it came a little early, and we're going to have probably a lot more action. We're probably going to see a lot more auroras. So that's the exciting part. But we want to make sure that we're not being so dependent on our phones, so dependent on the electronics, which we are. So, but yeah, here's the chart. Here's the full moon, 2 degrees. Here's the 29-degree Jupiter and Venus. Here's our 29-degree of Neptune. And we have Mars in Aries, Mercury in Taurus, and yeah, here's the sextile to Pluto, the trine to the sun. And now I'm going to read the inside degrees. And this is, the Sabian symbol is many irises blooming in a wide variety of colors. How beautiful. A vast multiplicity of vintage points, ways of being, complete identities. Fabulously suggestible and impressible, fanning out in all directions, becoming one with everything, desiring and needing to bring forth each self you have ever been, every fancy you are filled with. You are impetuous, outrageous, and irrepressible. Freedom at all costs. The moment prevails. Ferment in flux, which just means the things that are happening could create instability, violence, and fluctuation. A great difficulty in holding steady, perpetual adolescent rebellion, and the magnificent ability to become absolutely anything. So it sounds like there's going to be some acts against things that we don't agree with and that we will fight for. Experience is all. Your deepest need is to embrace your astounding nature and let it be free despite all signs to the contrary. So I am going to walk us over because I forgot my cards. But I will stop the share and take you on a little walking walk. You can see, walking through the forest, my papa built these. And it's like a little frame. He loves to build. So we're going to walk over here. And yeah, I'm really excited about this full moon in Sagittarius. I know it's challenging, but these challenges are pushing us forward into our destiny and the abundance and love that is just around the corner that we might not see right now. I went sap hunting today. Well, I'm going to close with this. Be easy on yourself. Understand that everything happens for a reason, for the highest good of your destiny and fate. This is a fated full moon with lots of unexpected twists and turns that is going to turn you right into the face of abundance, love, and expansion. So trust in the process, trust in God or whoever that you believe in, and I'll see you on the next video.
Yeah. That was a good one.